Man, good morning. I think it's Sunday. Let's talk about this a little bit. And then I'm going to talk about this. This is a really good guy, man. He's not Jewish. This guy's not Jewish. His name is Emmett Fox, F-O-X, baby. I think this guy, I think this is the boss. That's what you can call me. Baby, we're born to run. Okay, we're going to do something. All right, let's talk about it. Send some light and love, maybe some LOLs here. Did you know that the San Diego area has a thriving Jewish community? Did you know that? Did you know L'Shem is, did you know, Jew? You're like, I don't get it. Did you know? No, seriously, there is here's a Jewish magazine I picked up. You know, it's kind of interesting. I'm from Oklahoma City, dude, so you got to keep in mind that I didn't grow up with a lot of ethnic diversity. There's some comic relief for you. Did you know that? Like, I didn't get it at all. Like, I still don't get it. Like, of course I know. We're a chosen people. You know, in fact, there's a really good documentary called When Jews Were Funny. And it's produced by a Jew, and it's really interesting how the Jewish and I'm fascinated. I've been fascinated with the Jewish culture really since high school. My grandmother, I guess what you call me, I'm a Gentile. Maybe I'm a Samaritan. How would Jews view Oklahoma? In fact, if you're Jewish, what would a Jew call somebody from Oklahoma? To our face and also to another Jew. I would like to know both answers. My comic relief. Mass ignorance. We're sick. Yep. Society as a whole. All right. Some cliches there. We got some numbers, baby. Here we go. What we've become is a gun lobby by section. 90% of its citizens and suburban. Okay. There you go. Let's look at this. You know, in fact, there's a really, really, really good documentary called When Jews Were Funny. Go watch that, and then I'm also going to re-put on my Twitter. Go to @Fibonojji. You're going to see there's a really good documentary, and it talks about the Jewish people, and it's produced by, his name's Simon something, and it's so rich. It's so fascinating. In fact, it's almost sad, you know, but it's again, I've been interested in the Jewish culture for a long time, and it's just the more I learn, the more I appreciate, and the more I just see things. And so When Jews Were Funny, and then also check @Fibonojji. I'm going to kind of put a documentary. It's really, really good. All right, let's see if we can learn about something Jewish. By the way, I just don't like that picture. I don't know. Oh, by the way, you need some insurance. There you go, Morgan Stanley guy. Does anybody else think it's funny that Madoff's name was Madoff? Like, okay, this would be the only way you could have written that story better is if his name was Rob Madoff. I just think that's, like, there are some names that, like, you just kind of know that you know. Like, for example, like a gynecologist names could be like, you know, Elliot Hyman. Like, that would be a really good, or, you know, like Google Dick Chop. You know, that guy does vasectomies. I mean, there's some names, like Madoff, I think that name was just, I'm not making it up. Anyway, in fact, there's a really good documentary about the Madoff scandal, and it's so interesting. And like I said, I love documentaries, and I love culture, and the Jewish culture is just a fascinating. I mean, literally, look at the nation. Anyway, just I can't. It's a fascinating, bittersweet. They are truly a chosen people, and you know, I'm from Oklahoma, dude. So I didn't grow up with a lot of like Oklahoma nationalism, but you know, I was at the Comedy Store doing a couple of open mics. I'm kind of an open mic kind of dude, and the Jewish people, they're like, "We're a chosen people." Like, this Jewish comic got up there and he kept going, "'Cause we're a chosen people." You know, like, let me show you. This is a very strong reality. This quote here is a great example of just overt Zionism, I guess, you know, and you hear this a lot. It says, for example, this is a quote. It says, "We're 68 years old. We only have 8 million people, no natural resources, and we are engaged in perpetual warfare. All that, and we file more patents every year than any other country." And so it's such a fascinating group of people, because they, I mean, their contributions to society, and in fact, I even ran they're leading the way with even cannabis. Well, basically, I think Jews run the world. I mean, I really do. At this point, I think Jews run the world, and in fact, that's one of the things that the documentary was pointing to. And when Jews were funny, was that literally, as long as there's Jewish people running TV, TV studios, you're going to find Jewish comics, and they're really, and he has enough courage to touch on that, and he's like, well, are you promoting Jewish people, or are you promoting comedy? And you can see a couple comics did not like that question. By the way, I cannot think of a person that looks more. That is the archetype of a Jewish mama. Mickey Stern. Even the handwriting. I'm sure she's a wonderful person. Known for her vibrant personality, sense of humor, creativity. Mickey Stern. So sorry about that. And then she settled in Nebraska. But that is just, when I think of a Jewish woman, I think of that woman. It's just her life was a gift. I haven't read that. She shared the Holocaust, Nebraska. I mean, it's just, they're just a beautiful, fascinating, complex group of people. And again, I'm coming at it from an Oklahoma perspective. And so, hey, if you're in the La Jolla area and you would like to kind of promote the Zionists, the Jewish, the way of life, you like us to kind of know something about you, there's a lot of people out there that don't understand. Did you know that there's a lot of people? It's like, okay, we get the joke. And by the way, and here's the thing: only Jews can make fun of other Jews. Because when I taught at UCLA, it was my first time to be around Jewish people for any length of time. It was a privilege, and just again, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. And they told me a lot about their culture, and I think their name for God is Baruch Hashem, and again, it was just, it was a privilege, and it was so interesting to learn about a culture that I otherwise would never have had the privilege of learning about, and just to see the pride. In fact, one time we were playing dodgeball. It was kind of a UCLA, kind of a college prep class, and we were playing dodgeball, and this woman, she, this girl, really cool chick. She again, her pride in her culture was like, so I was envious of that. I'm like, dude, you'll never hear somebody from Oklahoma be like, I'm from Oklahoma, nigga. You'll never hear that. You'll never hear it be like, we're the chosen people, we're the best state in the world, we're the middle state. I mean, you'll never hear that, dude. So it's so fascinating, and yet a little bit weird, to be around that level of nationalism. Anyway, did you know that they're a beautiful people? And like I said, check my Fibonojji. I'm going to put that documentary on. It's produced by a documentary. Check out the When Jews Were Funny, and then I'll even put like the Madoff documentary. It's just such a fascinating. And by the way, the Madoff thing. I mean, again, like there's bad apples in every group of people. Like for example, Oklahoma. Like not everybody from Oklahoma is like Tim McVeigh, but we have to be honest that Tim McVeigh happened, and nobody in Oklahoma is going to deny that. And there's some crazy people in Oklahoma. So just because I'm talking about Madoff does not mean I'm trying to be disrespectful. However, it's really interesting. I've noticed with the Jewish people, if you say anything, even remotely, even poking fun, they view that as anti-Semitism. And it's really interesting how. I think that the only, like for example, I could say, man, you mess with the bean, you mess with the burrito, man. See, Mexicans will think that's funny, or kind of funny, because it's true. Mexican, they're a group of people that they stick together. They're very, 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 but nobody thinks you hate them if you joke about them, except for Jews. Jews think if you're not Jew and you say anything, even about Madoff, or you make fun of their, like their photography, and you think that's kind of weird, which, by the way, I think that's actually a really beautiful tradition of honoring the Word of God with such such esteem. I actually think that's personally beautiful. But, you know, again, if you're from Oklahoma, that's kind of a weird, like, again, I'm a Christian, I'm a Jesus, and like we just don't have that, so therefore it's kind of unusual, and sometimes we like to make fun of it, but we're actually kind of admiring it. But if you're not rocking the beanie, then somehow they think that you're anti. But anyway, it's real interesting. The Jewish people are a fascinating group of people. You need some insurance. You need some money. You need some more money. You need some hair removal. Maybe you just want to have a Jewish community day at Petco Park. Maybe you just want to look up in the sky and go, "There's the music." Or maybe I could read the Bible and just kind of show you some things about the Jewish people are chosen. I mean, they're a chosen group of people. You know, and let me just close on this. That look is just never a good look. You know, that pose. The one thing he did right there is he's not wearing, like, what do you call that, where you kind of stuff that little thing in your pocket, you know? Like if he were to kind of put that like thing in his pocket, and then if he were to do like a hand shelf, you know, where you like to do the hand shelf, like there are some professional pictures that I just don't know. Anyway, he's been around for 20 years, so go ahead and call Richard Rankin, family law specialist. Oh, and I thought this was kind of funny. This was, of course, I'm always hashtag MRA on something. Where did it go? By the way, there's Women's Weekend, if you want to hang out with that. This is so interesting. Where did it go? I think, you know, there's such a truth in jest. Where did it go? It's hashtag MRA. I love this. Divorce family law. Hire them before your spouse does. We're gonna kill somebody, so we're gonna. I think that's so interesting. Anyway, if you want to go that route, Fleischer, and I don't want to mispronounce that last name, but hire them before your spouse does. Oh, by the way, I wonder, does California have the equivalent of Texas Code 2503? Somebody let me know. In fact, if you're Myra Fleischer, by the way, I don't like your hire them before your spouse. That just seems very. Let me be your marketing consultant. That just seems very like, what's the word when you hire kind of, you know, you hire. Remember, like in Iraq, they hired those people and mercenaries. You know, they don't care who they kill. They just want to kill somebody as long as they're hired. I just think that's a very mercenary ad. So anyway, Myra, there's your little free marketing quote. And again, the Jewish people are beautiful. And my comic relief, make sure that you understand they are a chosen people, and they're funny, but not in the funny way. They're kind of unique in a chosen way. But make sure that you understand that when you poke fun, only Jews can make fun of other Jews. Okay? So important. Did you know that? I still don't think that joke's funny. I mean, like, he said it like 14 times, Mazel Tov. And he's like, now he's talking Mazel Tov shit. And like, he probably doesn't even know Mazel Tov. He probably thinks that's like, I love the heart, the Margarita, the Bata, Zionists are cool. I do not like Hezbollah. No Hezbollah, they're not good.